Well, Angel Garcia gave us another reason for us hardcore boxing fans to no longer give the attention to the lower weight classes. Now, particularly the welterweights, or maybe the light welterweights, or even lightweights. You name it. And of course, the middleweights. He recently gave an interview with T Street Controversy and Nez from the radio. I'm sorry, Nez from the Boxing Voice a couple of days ago. Um, he was asked about his thoughts about the Shawn Porter and Keith Thurman matchup, which is slated to take place in a couple months or so. But maybe a few months, who knows? Because it hasn't been finalized. Whatever the reason may be, people will say that Keith Thurman is hiding. Shawn Porter's been waiting, to get this deal signed. I don't know, man. It's a very awkward situation now. And it's very very discouraging given the fact that Keith Thurman, who was just making headlines all over the place saying he's willing to fight anybody. And don't get me wrong, I love Keith. I love Keith Thurman. He's my favorite fighter of this era. And he's got to do something, man. He's got to respond to it, Respond to the challenge. Take the challenge, man. Win, lose, or draw. You still get my respect, man, because you're going in there against a prime and dangerous opponent, which is Shawn Porter. But needless to say, Angel Garcia was asked about the fight, and this is what he had to say, quote, I mean, I think it's a good fight. I don't know why they're calling each other out. I mean, they're both elite fighters. Look, I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. I mean, it's a great fight. But at the end of the day, someone is going to go home with the no. So if they want to do it, then it's up to them. I mean, they're making good money to call each other out, right? Sounds familiar. At the end of the day, it's about retiring wealthy. And then Nez had shouted and said, what you mean it doesn't make sense calling them out, So he's like, look, this is where Garcia replied to that. He said, look, what I'm trying to say is that both fighters are elite, right? They're elite fighters. So why would they fight each other and you can fight a raw Salka? Did you hear that quote? I'm going to say it again. What I'm trying to say is, and this is from Angel Garcia, what I'm trying to say is that they're both elite fighters, named Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter. Why would you fight each other when you can fight a raw Salka? You know what? I'm going to add my 2 cents to this, and then I'm going to resume the other important quotes of this article. Okay? It's actually a video transcript from the interview he gave with T Street and Nez from the Boxing Voice. I think this is a perfect example of how his son, Danny Garcia's career is being managed at this point. Okay? Because Danny Garcia's management and his father knows that he doesn't have what it takes to go up against the elite fighters right now. We see that displayed in the Mauricio Herrera fight. Now, don't get me wrong. Mauricio Herrera is not an elite fighter. He's not a top-level fighter. I know that. But he is a dangerous, dangerous opponent for any top elite fighter to go up against. Okay? He is much better than what his record suggests because he has been robbed countless times in his career. So for Angel Garcia to say what he just said is it illustrated a perfect example of hardcore fans like myself are getting so upset and frustrated with the current crop of fighters of today. He just pretty much said that it's okay for these top elite fighters to keep fighting bums so they can make the most money out of it, all right? And not willing to go in there in the fray and test themselves and prove themselves to be great. He said that's okay. Okay? That's when Ness has shouted out. I mean, what do you mean that's okay? What, don't you want the best to see the best fight the best? And this is what Angel Garcia had to say about that. He said, look, this is what I'm saying. It's about the bank. It's about the bank being loaded, baby. It's not about the glory. That's what Oscar De La Hoya, that's where he's at. Okay, let me say something about that. First of all, Oscar De La Hoya fought Rafael Ruiz, all right, which was a true test. A fight that nobody thought that De La Hoya could beat Ruiz, who was the top of his game at that point. Okay? Then he went on to fight Julio Cesar Chavez, all right? Even though Chavez was past his prime at that point, but he fought Chavez and beat him twice. He fought Pernell Whitaker, okay? He fought Ike Corte in a very tough fight. Then he fought Felix Trinidad. Then he fought Shane Mosley in 2 wars. Then he fought Fernando Vargas in a very tough fight. Fought Arturo Gatti. Fought Bernard Hopkins. Fought Felix Sturm. Fought Floyd Mayweather. Fought Manny Pacquiao. So Oscar fought so many top tier elite fighters, and he made all his money doing that because he had the throwback mentality that he wanted to prove himself to be a great fighter out there, okay? He didn't do exactly what Angel Garcia just suggested, okay? He didn't bankroll his way to the top by taking easy fights. He did it the hard way, and he earned our respect for doing that, okay? You can say what you want about De La Hoya, but he fought the best that was there to fight. Yes, he won a lot of those fights, but he lost some of those fights, okay? But the fact is that he tried to prove himself to be great, and that's why he always gets my respect, okay? Now, to those of you who keep saying that today's generation of fighters are much more better than the fighters of the past, like Henry Armstrong and Barbados Joe Wilcott, Ali, Benny Leonard, Barney Ross, Ezra Charles, you name it. I can go on and on and on. Jack Johnson, Jack Jeanette. Now, if you suggest today's cream crop of fighters or the modern day fighters are better than they are, then explain to me why these elite fighters are not fighting the best. Huh? Now, I don't want to hear that bullshit about how they are better than those fighters of the past, because those fighters of the past fought each other all the time, and they try to prove themselves to be great. And that's the reason why they have Hall of Fame careers, because they took risks on a daily basis, okay? Until today's cream crop of fighters go out there and fight the best and prove themselves, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear that they should be equated into the category of the past great fighters, okay? I think it's blatantly disrespectful to suggest that the past fighters of yesterday, I should say, the fighters of yesterday are nowhere compared to the fighters of today. It's disrespectful because the fighters of today are pussies. And I'm talking about the lower weight classes. The heavyweights are actually fighting each other, okay? I'm excluding the heavyweights from this talk. I'm talking about the lower weight classes, particularly the welterweights, the middleweights, and yes, even at light heavyweight, which I will get to in another video. The light welterweights, the lightweights. I mean, all these lower weight classes are bitching and complaining about, well, I'm not going to fight this guy because he's got a 4-pound weight advantage or a 5-pound weight advantage over me. I'm not going to fight this guy unless he comes down to 155. And you know what fighter that I'm referring to who made that statement, okay? Or I'm not going to fight this guy unless he agrees to a catch weight. Or not only that, he has to agree to a catch weight, he's got to agree to a rehydration clause, which means he can't gain no more than a certain amount of pounds after the weigh-in, okay? This is the shit I'm talking about, man. Seriously. Again, Angel Garcia shot himself in the foot after this interview, okay? Now, from here on out, if I was management, I would bar Angel Garcia for any more video interviews because this right here had put his son in a bad position right now. Now he's going to be throwing more ridicule at him. And he doesn't deserve it. It's not his fault the way his career is being managed. But at the same time, Danny Garcia does have a mouth. He should speak up. He should say, you know what? He should go to manager and tell them, look, you know what? Give me the best fights because I want to prove myself to the naysayers and doubters, okay? Because I'm already being ridiculed after the Maurice Herrera fight. And you guys are giving me fights with bums. I shouldn't be fighting bums. I should be fighting top-tier competition. Okay, but oh no, I think Danny Garcia is into that slave contract. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. Let me know in the comment section right now. I want to know if Danny Garcia is in a slave contract with Al Heyman. If he is, then I can see why he's so gun-shy about opening up his mouth. Well, he's always been that way, you know, even when he was signed to Golden Boy, but it is what it is. I just thought I had to add my 2 cents into this because it's, I have to say this once and I'll say this again. The heavyweights are where we need to start giving the attention to. And from here on out, I'm not going to make any more videos on the lower weight classes until they do something significant, until they make some making fights that's worth the attention that need be. Now, with that said, this video is done. I'm out. I'm about to do some pre-fight reviews on what you call Charles Martin and the Zars Glasgow fight, and of course the Deontay Wilder and the Arthur Szpilka fights. I'm out.